Hello there, incoming cobbers. My name is Michael Kenfield. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Assistant Dean of Students and the Director of Residence Life at Concordia College. I am coming to you with what I hope is a short video about roommate matching for our incoming students. There are going to be three main things we'll go over. Number one, how do you actually search for a roommate and request them? Number two, how do you update your personal information that might relate to roommate matching? And three, just some handy tips and hints and next steps about housing assignments. So the first thing I'm going to do is show my screen to you. So let me share my screen. I think I've got us logged in as Niblet Cobber. So you should see Niblet Cobber. And so you'll log in to My Housing. That is the first step. If you're not sure how to log into My Housing, please contact your admissions representative, or you can even email us at reslife@cord.edu. Handily, that is Niblet Cobber's email address. So number one, we'll be talking about how do you look for a roommate. So you'll log into My Housing. On the left-hand side, you'll click Personal Information. I'm so sorry, don't do that. Click Room Selection, and then click Select Roommates. We may be headed into summer, or it may be summer when you watch this, but we want to be working in fall 2023. So make sure you click that. If you forget, there's some useful help text on the right that will remind you. What you'll want to do is search for a roommate. Once you've requested someone or someone's requested you, you'll see some information here in these portions, but we're going to look at search for a roommate. So I'm going to click on search for roommate. And then you're going to see a whole lot of different things that you could search by. My recommendation to you is first leave them all blank. And the way that this works is first, it's really important that you've applied for housing already. And it's really important that you've been assigned a residence hall. If you're not sure if those things are true, again, talk to your admissions rep or email us. But once you've been assigned a residence hall, you'll be able to see anybody else of your same gender who's been assigned to that same residence halls. And the halls that we have assigned people to are Park Region, Livdalen, East Complex, which is both Hallett and Erickson, and then smaller groups of people have been assigned to the sexuality and gender inclusion floors within Park Region, and folks have been assigned to the multicultural living community within Fjellstead. So we have some smaller groups there. So I would recommend first just leave everything blank and click Begin Search. So in Niblet Cobb's case, if I scroll down here, I'm going to get my results. This is showing everybody who matches Niblet Cobb's gender who's been assigned to the same residence hall. Let's just say East Complex. I'm not sure where Niblet has been assigned. So I'm going to be able to see as Niblet Cobb all my potential roommate matches. And you're going to see things that these people put on their housing application. And if they filled out a longer profile, you'll see that here. This, in your case, could be a lot of students. So maybe you want to filter some things out. I'm going to scroll back up to the top. And let's say I know, or Niblet Cobb knows, that cleanliness, it's really important that I try to live with someone who's very neat. I'm going to select very neat. I'm looking for folks who also picked that out, and I'm going to click Begin Search. In my case, I got one option, okay? So you can see that the more filters you add in, the more it will reduce the number of people that it will show you. I also want to recognize that the way our housing system works is going to match based on the gender that you put on your housing application, or really on your application to Concordia. So if that complicates things for you, if you have questions, just contact us at reslife@cord.edu and we can figure out how to move forward. So that's how you would look for someone, right? Then the next piece of that is actually reaching out to them. So let's say you find someone who you're interested in seeing, hey, I think we might be a good match. You are also a neat freak. I am a neat freak. I think that everything else about you looks fine. Interested in looking, connecting with you more. So what people have put generally is their preferred method of contact. So in this case, this person has put cell phone. And so that would be a great time to just text that person, introduce yourself and indicate, hey, I saw you on My Housing. I'm coming to Concordia too. I think we might be good roommates. What do you want to talk? What do you want to do? Do you want to FaceTime at some point and see if we would be good matches? So generally, we recommend people reach out first. Don't just blindly request them. Reach out in some capacity, whether it's like an Instagram DM or Snapchat or whatever they have put as their preferred contact method, reaching out and trying to connect. It's also really important then that if you have outreach from someone, if someone reaches out to you, don't ghost them. It's okay if you look at their profile and you think, I don't know that we would actually be the best match. Just say that. Say, actually, I've already made some other plans. Thanks so much for thinking of me, but I don't know that we would be the best roommates. Just don't ghost them and leave them hanging. Okay. So that's a little bit about how you would look for a roommate and request a roommate. I'm going to go ahead and let's just say that I've texted back and forth with this person, Maria Cobb. We think we'd be good matches. And Maria's like, yeah, for sure, request me. So I would click request roommate. And then you'll see that I have one roommate request, but it'll indicate that Maria hasn't gone in yet and requested me back. So it has to be mutual. Both people have to request each other. So just make sure that you're aware of that and are following up with any pending requests that you might have. So that's number one. That was how you look for a roommate, right? Just to review, you go to My Housing, room selection, select roommate, and then use the search options to find folks. You reach out to them, and then you request and accept other requests. The other thing you might be wondering about, this is point number 2, is, okay, well, I said that I'm really neat on my housing application, but that's because I was filling it out with my mom sitting next to me, and I'm actually don't care about being that neat. Maybe you want to change some of your answers. Easy to do. You'll go back to the main menu of My Housing, click Personal Info, and then My Info. Again, super important to be in fall 23, and then you'll see whatever you put in your housing application. I'm using a fake student, so I didn't put much of anything in here, but you should have answers in all of yours. And so update anything that makes sense that you'd like to update, and then that will be what people see when they search for you. Couple of other things to point out to you. Let's say you haven't filled out a roommate profile yet, or you did, but you want to change something. You would click on roommate profile. This is also where you can hide yourself completely. If you don't want anyone to find you and you'd rather the Residence Life Office just match you later, you can hide everything. So you would put do not display me, but that means no one can find you and match with you. You could also just say, I don't want my profile on there. Either I didn't write one or it's not applicable anymore. Don't put my profile on there. You could put display only my basic information, my about me, my cleanliness, my sport that I'm in, whatever it is, or you can display everything. So it's up to you. You can change all of that. It's also how you'll let people know how to contact you. So super important that if you want people to be reaching out as a potential roommate, that you put whatever it is that you want on here as a way to contact you. So again, that second point was how do you update all this stuff? You go into the main menu, you go into personal information, and then use both the My Info tab, making sure that you're in fall, and that roommate profile tab to toggle on or off any level of privacy or updating any of your contact information so people can reach out to you. And then click update roommate profile. That's how you do that. All right. I am going to attempt to stop sharing my screen now. There we go. So that's a little bit about how that process works. The other thing that point number 3 is sort of the next steps that people are usually curious about. So roommate matching within that My Housing portal where you're logging in, requesting people, they're accepting your requests, that ends May 31st. So if you intend to use My Housing to find a roommate, needs to be done by May 31st. Talk to your admissions rep if you have any problems with that or you're running into any issues and they can help you out. It's okay if you look through folks and you don't see anyone that really jives with you. Maybe you reach out to someone, but it's maybe not going to be the best match. It's okay if you don't match yourself. What we do in Residence Life starting June 1st is we look at all those folks who didn't find a roommate match, and then we look at how you answered the housing application questions and we match people together. So no worries, you'll still get a roommate. And the nice thing is that generally speaking, we've learned that we have about the same amount of satisfaction from students who match with each other and the students that we match based on their housing application questions. So it's going to be okay. And then often the big question is, well, when will I find out? When will I get my official room assignment and my official roommate assignment? Those will be coming out in mid-June. We're going to be getting those out to you before our summer orientation, summer visit days that happen later in June, June 19th and 20th. So if you are able to come to those days, you'll know who your roommate is and you'll know your actual room, which is really exciting. So key pieces of dates for you are do any roommate matching that you want to attempt to do by the end of May, by May 31st, and then we'll take it from there. It's also okay if this makes you nervous or you're not quite sure how it's going to work. Hundreds of students before you have done it and it's worked out just great. And we have lots of staff on campus. So if for some reason your roommate pair doesn't work out and you have some conflict and you're not having a good experience, we have processes in place once you're here to work through that with you and figure out how to get you into a living situation that does make sense. Some of you maybe have expressed interest in single rooms. We really have to wait a little bit into May to figure out if we have space to offer doubles as single, so single occupancy rooms to people who've expressed interest. So sit tight. I know that's a little bit of anxiety provoking, but we really want to make sure we don't promise you one and then actually don't have the space for it. So you can certainly talk to your admissions rep if you have questions about that. So hopefully I made that slightly brief. Biggest things are log into My Housing, search for a roommate, start reaching out, contacting people. Don't ghost them if you're not interested. Just say thanks, but no thanks. And then finally keep in mind that you have all of May to do this, but whatever isn't completed by the end of May, then Residence Life will match up those folks that didn't find a roommate using the My Housing portal, and you'll find out your housing application or your housing assignments and your roommate assignments officially in mid-June. Thanks so much. If you have questions, like I said, your admissions rep is a wonderful resource. You can always contact us at reslife@cord.edu. Thanks so much. And now I'll do that fun thing where I attempt to stop recording. We'll see you all here in the fall or not, maybe sooner.